Hi, I'm Maisie and this is Coast Community News 5 at 5, August 13th. This week's news is again dominated by the COVID-19 lockdown as cases continue to rise. 7 more COVID-19 cases have been reported on the Central Coast this week, bringing the total number of cases in the region to 25 since the start of lockdown on June 26. Meanwhile, New South Wales' sewage surveillance program has detected rising levels of the virus that causes COVID-19 at the Charm Haven sewage treatment plant. Calls for a mass vaccination hub are growing on the Central Coast, and our reporter Sky Hull discussed this with our local MPs.
And it's worked very well at Belmont, and Labor has called for a mass vaccination centre on the Central Coast. And I think the hold-up is the reluctance by the federal government and the state government to really provide a public mass vaccination service.
We could be doing up to 8,400 vaccinations a week if they had the supply. So we've got the staff, we've got the capacity to already be doing mass vaccinations. It's all about the supply of the vaccine itself. So our team and capacity here on the Central Coast through the health districts are more than capable of doing mass vaccination, but it's about getting the supply. And when it comes to the additional supply, well, you know, this situation could have been avoided in the first place had New South Wales been provided with enough Pfizer from the get-go.
No, and look, we could use the 2 hospitals. I think there's probably space there, but they really just need to expand what they're doing, open it up, allow people to walk in, rather than going through this really, I don't know, it's a cumbersome process of registration.
To get as many coasties vaccinated as possible, Central Coast Local Health District will hold rapid AstraZeneca vaccination clinics at both Gosford and Wyong hospitals this weekend. The clinics, which will be open on Saturday, August 14th to Sunday, August 15th from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m, will be located at the Gosford Hospital Vaccination Clinic and the Wyong Hospital Vaccination Clinic. Now over to Dave, who has more news on council.
And in council news, the council administrator is copping a lot of flack in our letters to the editor forum as people open up their rates notices for the year. Residents in the south of the coast have on average been presented with a 43% rate rise, while people in the north have had a small reduction. This is a factor of the state government's rates harmonisation process after amalgamation and the administrator's 15% overall rate rise. And the Olympics may have finished and the Central Coast has a new hero in Nicola McDermott, who achieved a silver medal in the high jump with an Australian record of 2 metres and 2 centimetres. See this weekend's paper for the full story. Meanwhile, the A-League football season is ramping up, and here's Hawkon's report about the Central Coast Mariners' twos and pros.
Oh, look, whenever the player departs, there's always a hole left. But you know, Gianni had a fantastic season last year. You know, that was yesterday. Today's another day, and yeah, well, we're still looking for players to bring in. We've got 11 weeks to navigate through this, so yeah, I'm not worried at all, and yeah, just constantly on the lookout for players that will fit into what we're doing.
Well, as the social and economic effects of the lockdown come to hand, CCN this week published an analysis from the Institute of Public Affairs breakdown of ABS and ATO employment data. And it appears we on the Central Coast have lost at least 9,200 jobs by the end of July. Search our website for the full and revealing article by Sue Murray. And self-employed small businesses are doing it tough too. One small business owner was the subject of our lead business story. He was former broadcaster Brad Story and owner of Quiz Trivia, who revealed the gaping flaws in state and federal government support packages for small and micro businesses. Story points to the complexity of the current support process and the lack of capacity in the state government to process the claims. Here's Brad.
Yeah, the main payment to businesses from the state government, and my concern is that there is rhetoric from the government every day that money is flowing, and we're doing the right thing and people are being looked after. Now, the fact of the matter is they have had to put on, just last week, literally hundreds of people because they are so far behind in aiding people and giving them the assistance that they said was available from the 19th of July. So that was 4 weeks after the lockdown was announced on the 26th. That's when you were able to apply for assistance. Now, surely they must have known that there would have been a huge influx of people desperate to get whatever the government says is available for them No more, no less. Simply what the government says is available. And they have dropped the ball again. This whole current lockdown is through government mismanagement.
All of these stories and thousands more can be found on our website without a paywall or in this week's Coast Community News, Coast Community Chronicle and the Pelican Post. Remember to subscribe to all of our Twitter, Facebook and Instagram pages for updates throughout the week, and keep an eye out for Sky Hull's video updates. We end this week with a taste from next week's Amped Music and Culture Spotlight, Zoe Braithwaite, an acrobat and local businesswoman. We hope you have a safe weekend and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.